All right, welcome back for another week of crime fighting here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. I'm Chris Wright, along with our Sheriff, Matthew Wade. Good to see you, Sheriff.
Always glad to be on the show, Chris. It's been a wonderful week. Football's almost here.
It is here for high school.
It is here for high school.
JSU's already gotten started. We don't want to talk too much about that, unfortunately.
No, that didn't turn out the way I wanted, but sometimes having that little blurb in the first of the season make you work a little harder. So.
Yeah, there could be some good things come out of that. We've had some good things coming out from our viewers over the week. An excellent week. 7
people arrested. I can't say enough that it takes a partnership, and we're truly grateful that you trust us with your information. Thank you for that, and it brings a count to 4,249 people put in jail, all because we work together. Thank you.
All right, so thank you very much. Let's talk a little bit, if we got a second, about the situation at the county jail with the federal inmates. We had some federal inmates that were housed at the Calhoun County Jail. My understanding is that they're no longer there or won't be there much longer. Why is that, and how does that affect things?
You kind of seen in the news lately, our population has swelled. This time last year, we were around 500, which we thought was a high number. We had been, between 400 and 475 for several years, many years. Had gone over 500 once before. Last summer, we got around 500, 530. Now we're over 600. In the month of July, we got up to 676 people in our jail, which is astronomical. People don't understand, so don't put that many people in there. Well, I have 7 different agencies, 7 municipal agencies, and I have a couple of state agencies under the Constitution of Alabama. When they arrest somebody, they bring them to the county jail. I can't say no. We have to take them. So we have to do the best we can with what we got. So when you get up to those kind of numbers, the federal people that were in our jail, the marshal said, look, we're not going to take a bed away from somebody. People are sleeping on mattresses that are directly on the floor. We're not going to take beds away from these people. So they pulled those people out. We can get those people back when our numbers come down. There was also some issues about getting more staff, working with the county commission to make that happen as well. Part of our problem is being able to recruit and retain at the current level of pay, and we're trying to work on that. But that money, we got $40 a day per inmate, and we had about 30. It's a lot of money. But with that, we used that money, was broke down to 3 funds. 65% of that money went to the sheriff's office to pay salaries for certain people. 25% it's a commission for them to use for certain things, and we had a 10% capital fund. The 25% fund, when I say certain things, we just had a roll-up door break at the jail. Cost $13,000 to fix. We took that money out of that 25% fund. 65% fund pays the salaries of about 20 people, part-time correctional officers, clerical staff, things of that nature, that takes the burden off the general fund of the county commission. So we generate revenue, we put that back in to save taxpayers dollars on the county side. So with that money going down, that's a concern of ours. We're going to do our best to ensure there's no cutbacks or delays of services, but it does make it interesting. These are kind of problems that you lay awake at night going, I want to make sure that the people that work for me are taken care of.
And it's a complicated situation. There's a difference between federal prisoners and our local inmates, and monetarily there is a difference.
Sure.
We don't want to house somebody just so we can get money off of them, but there is a financial consideration from having those federal
Sure.
inmates in there, and the overcrowding situation has caused more expenses and also a loss of some of that income.
Sure.
So it's all snowballing.
We're going to spend over $1.5 million this year just in feeding and medical for the prisoners that we have. When you have 600 plus inmates, the medical is going to be around $750,000, and feeding of those inmates is going to be around $750,000.
A lot of things you got to figure out.
A lot of things we got to figure out, but that's what the people trust me to do, and we'll find a way. Whatever we have to do, we'll find a way to make it all work, and we'll do it with a smile on our face.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the first half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. All right, let's get started on this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First on the list this week is Nikki Smith of Jacksonville, wanted for failure to pay for theft of property first degree. Ginger Horton of Anniston wanted for theft of property, first degree. Cody Johnson from Weaver wanted on a failure to appear warrant for receiving stolen property, first degree. James Johnson of Alexandria wanted for multiple NWNI, that's negotiating with a non-negotiable instrument, better known as passing bad checks. Michael Johnson of Anniston wanted on a failure to appear warrant for domestic violence assault, third degree. Chandrika Dodson of Anniston wanted on a probation violation for possession of marijuana, first degree, and robbery, first degree. And Timothy Beck of Roanoke wanted for failure to appear warrants for giving false name to law enforcement and criminal mischief, second degree. We've still got another 6 or so that we need to add to this list. We'll do that in just a few minutes. So stay with us here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. All right, we are back. We'll have the second half of this week's lineup in just a few minutes. But right now, we've got Cassandra joining us from the Neely Henry Lake Association. And Renew Our Rivers was this past weekend. So thank you for all the work out there cleaning up the river.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I enjoy it as much as I can. And it's just something about being on the lake and enjoying that is just so relaxing for me.
Yeah. It is. It's awesome. We definitely couldn't do it without all our volunteers and our sponsors and everything. So
this year, I just suddenly realized this is the first year in I don't know how long that I have not been on the lake at all.
Oh, that's a shame.
Not a single time.
I'm free this afternoon. Let's go. Twist my arm.
But yeah, we all love getting out there, and there's just something about water, whether you're at the beach or at Ohatchee Beach. It's just, it renews us. And if we want it to continue to renew us, we've got to renew our rivers. And how do we do that?
Well, first we just have to stop throwing the trash, throwing down the trash. Yeah. But yeah, just coming out and volunteering and doing what you can. We have lots of people who actually just do it year round. They come out and participate during our cleanup, but they'll also tell you, I'm out here every weekend, you know, cleaning up because, you know, they care.
I'm out on the lake. I love to fish, and if we're out there and we see something, we pick it up.
Yeah.
You know, fishing line's a big thing, you know. Throwing that in the river is bad. It's bad on your boat.
And they actually
it's bad
have
on the
recycle things at some of the boat ramps for the fishing line. If you put that in there, we have a member from the Lake Association that collects that, and you can actually send that in and it, you know, recycle that fishing line.
Yeah, we were out one day, and this will show you how stupid I am. There's a lot of things I don't know. I've managed to live 48 years without learning a whole lot of things, but we're out there and we saw a plastic bottle floating, so we went and we're going to pick that up, and there's catfish at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
If somebody saw you doing that, it might have cost you your life.
Yeah, they might have got upset. Take their fish.
Oh, that's why that's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not much the fisher people. We just get out there and enjoy the water. There's a lot of different people that enjoy the water in different ways.
Yeah, you jet ski, kayak, boat, wake boat.
Fish, you know, and fishing, whether you do it or not, it has a huge impact on our economy. Neely Henry there's probably a tournament there almost every weekend. In Alabama High School Fishing Association just had a tournament there this past Saturday as well, and they probably brought in 100 to 200 boats that these people probably bought a hotel, ate, bought gas, food. So this is a big thing for our economy as well.
It is.
And that's really a growing thing. People in Calhoun County are realizing more and more that ecotourism can be and already is a big thing for us. And that's hard for us to wrap our heads around in some ways, because you look at chemical weapons and PCBs, and we've been known for those things. We've done a lot to change that. And we've got a lot of things going for us, and a lot of people are coming in and enjoying Calhoun County. I was just talking to somebody yesterday who knows some folks that lived and worked out in California and spent, you know, probably $1 million to have a house out there, and then it wasn't much of a house.
Yeah.
And now they live in Piedmont and they're living like kings.
Oh, absolutely.
And enjoying the beauty of the area. And we've got a lot of people that are coming to Calhoun County, whether it's to live here or just to have some recreation here, and it's helping all of us.
Well, in the fishing world, I keep saying that 'cause that's my thing. The Coosa River chain, Coosa River is known throughout the whole United States. You can go buy baits, and the whole thing is it'll be the Coosa River color, so there's a Coosa River jig, so the Coosa River is pretty well known across the country in fisherman terms. They took bass from Alabama and put them in California. Now they're seeing record spotted bass and Alabama bass in California. So it's a big deal, and the Coosa River itself has a name for itself that's known nationwide.
Mm-hmm. Very good. All right, so we had some good weather for the cleanup this weekend.
We did. Nice. It was nice. Yeah, it wasn't too hot, but in August it can get pretty warm. But we had a good turnout. We had the Ohatchee High School band came out. They cleaned up at the school and ballpark and Harts Ferry and some different places, and then they came and performed for us while the rest of us ate lunch. And
That's
everything.
cool.
So it was very exciting. Cool to have them.
You had some folks out there working, didn't you?
We did. We had some inmates out there working, picking up some trash. Try to help when we can.
And I love seeing that. You've got the old chain gang stuff where folks are forced to get out there and work, and there are lots of issues with that, and some people would like to bring that back, but we're not going to get into that discussion. But when you have an opportunity to take somebody who is in a punishment situation, they're incarcerated, and you're able to get them to do something that helps the community and earns them a sense of helping instead of being somebody who's a drain on society, it helps everybody.
It does. Inmates have helped build ballparks in our county. They help with that. They do different things. And giving that person the ability to do something good, it might have been the only thing they've done good in a long time, where they can say, hey, I helped build that ballpark. Hey, I helped do that. You never know when that might change somebody's life, and we're helping others in the process. So we try to do that when we can.
Yeah,
right.
They joined us for lunch, actually, and we
that
were
was
sure
their
to
payment.
thank them.
They're like,
and
yes.
We thanked them for all their hard work, because they get the big stuff.
We need to take a quick break, but we want to talk some more about this. We'll be right back in just a moment with the second half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. And here we go with the second half of this week's lineup. Thomas Brewster of Tallahassee is wanted in Calhoun County for failure to pay for domestic violence, third-degree assault. Eric Martin of Lincoln wanted for possession of a controlled substance and a probation violation for assault, second degree, and theft of property, third degree. Jeremy Amos of Anniston wanted on a probation violation for distribution of a controlled substance. Terry Cruz of Huntsville wanted on a probation violation for the attempted manufacture of a controlled substance. Jonathan Keaton of Gadsden wanted on a probation revocation for assault, second degree. Trey Anderson of Atlanta wanted on a probation violation for possession of a forged instrument. If you have any information about these cases, please call Crime Stoppers at 256-238-1414. All right, we'll have the Crime Stoppers segment of the show here in just a few minutes, talk about some unsolved crimes, but right now we're talking with Cassandra from the Neely Henry Lake Association. We just had the Renew Our Rivers this past weekend. A lot of trash picked up, but we don't have the numbers yet, do we, on how much?
No, not yet.
It was a lot.
It was a lot, yeah.
Labor Day weekend's coming up. Let's don't trash it up immediately,
That's
okay?
right. Let's enjoy it nice and clean.
What were some of the memorable things that you think they picked up that was something they found this past weekend?
Tuesday, a group from the Alabama Power Service Organization got together and took a team out, and we found a little Tykes climber, that you put out in the yard for the kids to play on, and some, 20 buckets. I mean, we just lots of buckets and things. But I think the climber was the big thing that we pulled out of there. Everybody was trying to figure out what it was before we could pull it out. So
the most important thing for this event, obviously, is going to be the volunteers that say, okay, I'm going to come out and I'm going to get my hands dirty or my gloves dirty and do some work to help. But you can't do it without the help of the sponsors as well, right?
That's right. One of our big sponsors is Wise Environmental. They provide the roll-offs. They weigh it for us and let us know how much we collected. And at one of the sites, Greensport Marina, there's no restrooms, and they provide us one of those very nice restroom trailers to use out there. So lots of support. Buffalo Rock gave us some waters and Gatorades to keep everybody hydrated. So just lots of people in the community helping out.
So tell me about the association, Neely Henry Lake Association. It's not just this Renew Our Rivers event.
Right, yeah, we do lots of things. We put out fish habitats. We help build those and put those out. We have lots of educational programs. Anything we can do to educate the public or help address concerns that people who live on the water or play on the water have.
Do you have a list of coordinates for those fish habitats?
Mm-hmm. You can actually, Alabama Power has a Alabama Power partners with the Lake Association, and if you go to their app, actually we put that on there where we put those habitats.
I have the app and use it regularly.
Yeah, that's good to know. All right, well, thank you very much, Cassandra. We appreciate the hard work, and hopefully we'll talk to you again next year and you will have found less.
That's right. I think every year we do find a little less, so that's good.
That is great. All right. We will be back in just a moment with our Crazy Criminal of the Week and the Crime Stoppers segment here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. And now it's time for the Crime Stoppers segment of the show. We'll talk about some unsolved property crimes, and hopefully you can give us a piece of information that can help us solve them. Between July 15th and August 6th, someone attempted to steal a Carrier heat pump from a residence on Mount Gilead Road, causing significant damage to the heat pump. Between July and August 15th, a home was burglarized on Cross Creek Trail. A mailbox, ceramic coffee mug, and Husqvarna zero-turn mower were taken. On August 15th, a gas drive-off occurred at a business on Highway 78 East. A green-colored Ford Flex was seen. On August 17th, the gray 2002 Chevrolet Cavalier was stolen from a residence on McLean Drive in Oxford. On August 17th, the Ruger SR9 handgun was reported stolen from a home on Padaway Drive. If you have any information about these cases, please call Calhoun County Crime Stoppers. They want your information, not your name, and you could get a cash reward of up to $1,000. Call 256-238-1414. All right, it is time for our Crazy Criminal of the Week. And Sheriff, we're going to go to Louisiana this time for Jolynn Wynn.
Nothing ever happens crazy in Louisiana.
No, nothing. Jolynn, she was arrested for charges of arson, and it was a fire that happened in her mobile home. Started at the couch, and as she described to the responding officers, she was trying to get the devil out of the couch by setting it on fire.
You know, that's not that odd for me. You know, there's times people do stuff and you go, okay, but sounds like a little either some mental issues or some drug use or a little of both going on in there. But I'm not.
And that
but I got a question. Why did they arrest her for burning her own couch?
I don't know.
It's America, isn't it?
Are you not allowed to burn your own couch and trailer? I don't know.
I guess if you try to collect insurance money, maybe. But
yeah, that would be
I don't
issue.
know.
But it does bring up a point here that you and your people out on the street every day, you're not just dealing with people who are out to break the law. You're very often dealing with people who just don't understand what's going on in their own heads and around them.
You know, mental illness is a big issue that people don't pick to have cancer and people don't pick to have a mental illness, but we treat them different. You know, you got cancer, you go to the doctor. You got mental illness, there's not a whole lot of resources, or the family don't want to carry them, it's embarrassing. We got to change that in our society. And my philosophy, what I tell our deputies is people matter. Everybody matters. All people matter, not just people that are normal or people that have a mental illness, or, you know, we should be trying to look after and take care of people.
And that starts with some training to make sure that the deputies are able to recognize and respond correctly.
You know, in the last 5 to 10 years, it's changed a lot, and I'm sure it'll change in the next 5 or 10 years. But law enforcement, you know, we've got to become more of a guardian. You know, in years past, people have called themselves warriors. We're not at war with the people we serve. We're here to guard them, protect them, help them, and that's just a mindset that we got to teach our people, and it goes along with the training.
And our prayers are with you each and every day.
Thank you so much.
All right. That's going to wrap it up for this week. We're out of time. We'll be looking for you again next week, but hopefully not in the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.